you know me already from the morning. I'm Dr. Michael or Warasung Nujinda, Assistant President from Sipatum University. This afternoon, we listened to Christine already about a world-class platform, Sinway. And if you would like to know more, of course, you can go to their booth outside. Okay, that is one example of how beautiful AI can transform education. Their platform has deep AI integration, and I tried it myself already. Impressive. So give it a go, try it. But this coming session, it has something that we need to think of the way we provide education. Right now, we know from Dr. Jindavi this morning that AI can generate lessons. AI can generate quiz. AI can generate slides. So what is the meaning of having educators? Do we still need to have education? How about MOOC? Do we need MOOC anymore? Okay, I think that kind of question need to be addressed. And this panel will address to this question. And there are going to be 3 very hard questions from me to them. So bear with me. Okay, the stage is about to finish and we are going to have some fun together. Let's make it interactive. If you have any questions along the way, you can raise your hand and then we will try to listen to you. Okay? But this afternoon, we are going to be listening from 3 finest, I would say, top-class ladies who have deep experience in online education. I will introduce her in a moment, but please allow me to go to the stage, and we should start in about 2 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this session. The title is MOOC 3.0. Wow, this name already ring a bell. MOOC has evolution. Since 2012, MOOC has made a lot of progress. But with the wave 3.0, we are entering the era that AI has a lot of things that we need to concern. So the title of this talk is Reclaiming Relevance in the Age of AI. We need to be still meaningful in the way we teach. So with this, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our finest panelists. Okay? The first person, may I please invite Associate Professor Dr. Thapani Thameta, Senior Advisor to Thailand Cyber University Project. Next, it is my honor and a pleasure to introduce the finest professor from Indonesia, Professor Dr. Paulina Pennen, Senior Advisor, Indonesia Cyber Education Institute, Universitas Terbuka, Indonesia. Okay, and next, Professor Dr. Nurbiha Sukar, Director of Center for Advancement in Digital and Flexible Learning at the University Technology Malaysia or UTM of Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to my panelists again. Thank you so much. My dear panelists, as I mentioned before, we are entering another era of MOOC. And this is challenging because many people say, right now AI can do the homework for me. AI can teach me better than my professor because AI can talk the language I like. AI can translate, AI can summarize, AI can provide a lot of things. IT, technology or IT could stand from, it's a trouble. Right now it is a trouble. Okay, maybe we can also do the talking, but I do have very beautiful slides. So my dear participants, allow me to give you a session overview first. Of course, MOOC has come with a big promise. MOOC has democratized education by scaling up the world's best teaching to millions. For example, if Professor Thapani is a top professor in Thailand, right now with the MOOC, she can make an online course, a good quality one, and teach people from around the world. we can translate her teaching into English, and those understand English can study. But when AI arrived, everything changed. How? Well, I would divide this into three areas: the old promise, the disruption, and the new question. So let's start with the first one. The old promise. Massive scale was a superpower because MOOC stands for massive open online courses. It brings the content to massive number of learners. One great teacher multiplied to millions. That is what we know already. Then we have the disruption. Generative AI now offers every learner a personal, always on, indefinite, patient tutor. With me, we are an educator, and some of us are students. Sometimes we get cranky, we get moody. We don't in the mood to talk. But hey, our students talk to us when we are moody. Sometimes our response to the students might be a little bit different. So that is the things that so different from AI. AI will have the way of consistency. So how can we deal with that? And do we still need to have MOOC? That is a big question because everyone can learn by themselves. So I hope that today's talk, MOOC 3.0, will help us redefine what kind of MOOC we should transform to. So with this, I have the question for my dear panelists, and please allow me, since you are Thai, please be the first. And then Professor Paulina and Professor Nubriha, and then second question we will take turn. Okay. So if massive was the MOOC superpower, massive, and AI just turned it into a commodity, what is the one irreducible thing that MOOC still does that a personal AI tutor can never do? Okay, just to give you something to start with, to my belief, I believe that MOOC is better when it comes to being patient, not cranky, not moody, and very cheap. Some AI you can use for free, right? Always available, fully personalized. But MOOC still have the human touch, empathy, shared human experience at scale. MOOC is accountable, trusted community, okay, and it allows us to use MOOC for credit transfer as well. But that is my opinion. I would like to first listen to Mademoiselle Tapani, please. So
thank you
now
very much.
It is your turn, please.
Professor Michael. And actually, I also love to gather with both of us panelists. Actually, for that's your question. I didn't, and I think that maybe can answer quite a little bit this question a little bit for your question. And actually, for the first question about the MOOC, I think that we also chip into like the 3.0, right? In the 3.0, when I compare with like the Thai MOOC, I think that in the first.
Sorry, you prepare slide. Would you like to?
Yes, that's okay.
Right.
And actually, for the Thai MOOC 3.0, that we are gonna chip into institutional task. This one because of in the past we also think of the content access. We access for all any platform, but this thing is like the standard and validate from this content is my important. All university have to touch in this content. They can guarantee and stamp in this content, and then it means that all content under the institute should be touched and verification.
Oh.
Yeah, it means like that we also chip into like the standard period, and then we can prove the capacity when they also learn from that online courses, not only MOOC like that. That course is a life cycle in the past, but now It's like the, we don't care. This is old version of the MOOC. It's like the 15 time, like the 45 courses. Oh, to many things that we have to study. For me, I'm a young generation. I love to learn from like the short course, like the micro course. It's like the TikTok. I'm the fan page of TikTok. Yeah. So that is modular. It is important. And thing is, we also put our life in these courses. It means that if in the like the theory of the education, we will put like the learning, teaching strategy or pedagogy in these courses. It's mean like our modular and our course is like the real life. All things that can like the course catalog in the past is not quite good. I think that we also try to make it like the ecosystem for that course in that our learning ecosystem. It might be help us. It means that Thai MOOC right now, we try to do more like the ecosystem in these courses. We have not only encouraged our students in each university, in our university in Thailand, but also we also need like the employee, the lifelong learner can learn from this platform. It means like that we also transform for content to task. Yeah. This is my opinion in the first round. This is okay?
Yes, actually, this is very good. So give her a big hand to start.
You.
Okay, in summary, she mentions that first, with MOOC, there is a thing called trust, institutional level, courses level, and that is something valuable. Tiffany did not say we cannot touch AI, but in the way she just mentioned, she says she has more trust when it's come to MOOC. So let's now ask the same question to Professor Paulina, please. What is your opinion, Madam? Please.
Thank you. If we still hold the old version of MOOC, which is content delivery to massive or big number of people, then we will be obsolete because of the emergence of AI. So, but we cannot deny that is one feature of MOOC that is needed by everyone, especially in Asia, because our people in Asia is much more than any other continent. That's one thing. Second thing is that what we need to be able to do with AI is to integrate AI as such that the MOOC will evolve into a new version of MOOC, or you call it the 3.0, or in my case in Indonesia we call it 2.0, for example. I don't know about Malaysia. 4.0 perhaps, or something like that. But the new version of MOOCs, which will be able to create what Professor Tapani was just mentioned, learning ecosystem, trusted learning ecosystem. And this morning there is someone in the audience asking questions about the role of academician or professors to be director of learning experience. That cannot be taken by AI. But professors can use AI to be a good director in directing the learning experience, in designing the learning experience. So in this case, will MOOC be obsolete because of AI? No, definitely no. But we need to be able to encourage ourselves to revise, to refine, and to go forward with the new innovation in the MOOCs model. So we don't stand into the old version of MOOCs, which is content delivery to massive number of people. So that's coming from me.
Wow, so sharp. Professor Paulina Kiley mentioned about, she agrees with Dr. Tapani that MOOC give trust, but that is not enough. We need to look at the whole picture, the ecology of the teaching process. And she has the belief that right now, AI can never replace us. We need to be, if you think about a horse, we need to be a rider. We need to have the harness and we control the speed, the direction. If the horse did not behave well, we kick the horse. We punish the horse until it becomes our server. So thank you so much, Professor Paulina. Now, I would like to hear from our neighbor, Malaysia. Professor Nubriha, please, what is your opinion regarding to this question, please?
Okay, I think my point of view is it's not slightly different. Let us look at that the emergence of MOOC nowadays from different perspective. Let's look at how MOOC is being developed. So nowadays anyone can create a course using AI, and we saw just now that there is an AI content creator that Thai MOOC is trying to is going to implement soon. But it's not that everyone can create a course, a MOOC course, because it is important for us to identify what kind of course that we want to develop. For us to know what kind of course that we want to develop, a human being has to observe what is the demand. I mean, what is needed by the society, and this certainly cannot be done by AI. You can tell AI that I want to create this kind of course, but to tell AI what kind of course that you want to create, you have to observe your community, the needs of your learners, what exactly do they need. That's why we can have a lot of online courses with similar title. But when you go to Malaysia, you go to Indonesia, you go to Thailand, their context is always different because it tailor-made to what the country needs and what is their current target audience is demanding. So I think that from that point of view, AI certainly cannot, I mean, if we take the needs analysis process seriously, then you will not have AI generated course that is similar across all the other platforms and similar across different countries. Because identifying what is the demand for the community and from the demand from the industry at your locality, that has to be done by human. Then only you can tell the AI to help to develop that. I think moving forward, we need to relook into again our MOOC courses, whether this content is still demanding in this year, for example. So the course that we have developed like 2 years ago may still be a very good content, but it is maybe no longer needed by the society. So for that reason, we need to improve the content to meet the current needs of society. So in that sense, I see that MOOC 3.0 should be heading, not only due to the emergence of AI, but how you relocate again the needs of the course in the current situation and context. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Professor Nurbiha. Give her a big hand, please. What a point. She clearly mentioned that we need to understand real needs, and that even AI might not be able to do it because sometimes we need to go to talk to the people. We need to communicate, and that is something that hopefully AI cannot do yet. Okay, so okay, let's move to the second question, please. From content to proof. Well, Dr. Tapani kicked off saying that we need to have the trust. Okay, with MOOCs, we have the trust, and we can transfer, for example, having credit bank, transfer whatever we learn from one institution, MOOC, to another one. But hey, AI, we can learn from AI, but that kind of trust, for example, credit bank system, doesn't exist. So we have the three things to consider. The content creation, which AI is very good at. Second, assessment. Right now, AI can also create structured, human-centered rigorous assessment. Really? And the third one is proof of human capability. This kind of things, the three things, I think we need to look into because with the AI can create content, AI can help with the assessment, but I'm not quite sure AI can help with the proof of human capability. Okay, so I would like to bring this question to our panelists. I have my own answer to kick off first. I believe in the few years from now, MOOC should be more trusted. We need to look at MOOC as a trusted infrastructure. MOOC should be a mechanism that can help us certify what a human can genuinely do. Second, when we talk about assesses the thinking, judgment, and creativity, we need to be able to find a way to access those skills without AI assistance. So when we put students in a room without technology, without AI, and prove if the student really know the stuff. Okay, that is my opinion. So I would like to hear from you, from content to proof in MOOC 3.0, what would be your answer? Please, Professor Paulina.
Thank you. I will answer in two ways. First is regarding the proof of trust. In my country, for example, if we do equivalency of certificate or diploma coming from abroad, especially those online degree, like for example, University of the People, Escuela, something in coming from Spain, what we need is evidence of proof, the evidence that they are learning, the human learning, not the AI evidence. No. The human learning, what they can do, what they cannot do, etc. So, in that sense, actually, we require all the application coming in with the online degree to provide us with very step-by-step advising. Like for example, if you do a research, usually as a thesis or dissertation, each chapter will be corrected by your advisor, and then there is a note, a red mark, a green mark, etc. by your advisor. That is what we want. It's digital, yes, it can be digital, but still coming from other people, from the professors, that there is learning taking place. That is the evidence of someone is learning, of human is learning, not of human is using AI or AI is learning. No. So that's one evidence. The other evidence in many cases is that two types of exams. Like for example, in my university, for some hands-on experience, laboratory works and studio works, for example, students still have to do face-to-face online courses, although face-to-face plus online courses. Although my university is Open University, is just like Sukhothai Tamatirat over here. So we need to set up times, etc., supervisor to come in and to look at our students, whether they are doing the things that we would like them to achieve. So two types of assessment. In addition to the online, we do the synchronous or the offline. The other thing is that I would go into more macro level about the recognition of of validity or academic qualification or academic courses. Right now we are researching, Professor Tapani is also one of the researchers regarding the possibility for ASEAN qualification to be recognized in Europe and the other way around. the European to be recognized by us in ASEAN, 11 countries of ASEAN. So in order for the recognition to take place, of course, proof of human learning, not the AI learning, is very, very important. You can do a lot with AI, like Michael said, good exams, beautiful items, valid items, reliable items, etc. But still, the one doing the exam is human, is the students. Then we need to prove that this students is learning and can do the things that we set up in the learning objective. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Paulina. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand to her, please. I don't want you to fall asleep, so I will keep checking this. Okay, no, I believe nobody gonna fall asleep because this is very, very dynamite answer. So let me sum up. Professor Paulina believes that we still have the proof part that AI cannot replace. We need to be able to find a way, synchronously, asynchronously, to prove whether or not that student is really worthy or not. In education, I believe by my heart, if we give our heart to the teaching, students will receive proper education. Students who just learn from AI will miss that part, and it's gonna be very difficult to prove. So that would be something I really enjoy from Professor Paulina. But still, we have two more panelists. Professor Nubiha, what would be your answer, please? Thank you.
Okay. So in Malaysia, we develop AI resilient assessment framework. So what we did is that we encourage all of the educators to, especially for postgraduate programs, to have alternative assessment. So in that alternative assessment, of course, I think for so many years, and we know that authentic assessment is a good way of like measuring to what extent you are actually learning and be able to do something. And authentic assessment, of course, although with the emergence of AI nowadays, you can always feed the authentic assessment questions to AI, and they can produce very good answers for you. So what we did is that we add another layer. So we know that, for example, authentic assessments among the principles is actually you need to have the real world context questions, you need to have personalized questions, and you need to have a questions that is ill structured, meaning to say that there is no correct answer for that task, for that questions. So we add another layer in such a way that the teachers or the professors, they have to establish another 3 ways of assessing students' learning. Number 1 is they have to check on how the students build understanding. So this has to be done through formative assessment. So meaning to say that the professors have to, not only once, but you have to do multiple times of formative assessment so that at the end of the day, when the students are able to score an A, for example, they know these students, I have been observing these students, and I mean, after so many quizzes and after so many exercises, I know this final score that the students get is what he is getting. It's as a result of me observing that person through so many layers of formative assessment. So we encourage the professors to carry out as many formative assessments as they can carry on. Next is we ask the professors to check on whether they can perform certain things. So we ask our professors to do a lot of questioning, and we do encourage a lot of oral assessment instead of written assessment. So we ask them to do oral assessments. So one of the examples that we saw in the university is that they have a forum session so that the professors can indirectly evaluate quite a number of students at the same time, because we know oral assessment is time consuming and it takes a lot of energy to do that. So they use that kind of approach so that the students, they can articulate what they understand. If they cannot articulate what they understand, it gives us some idea that, along the way, you may and may not understand what you are learning in this course. And we ask the professors to collect reflection. So among the tasks that the professors gave to the students, we encourage the professors to ask the students to write their reflections about, for example, if we ask the students to do some projects, so write your reflections in certain milestones that you have achieved when you carried out your projects. So these reflections, although we did not give score to these reflections, but these reflections has to be submitted. So you have to submit your reflections, and that reflection tells the story of how you develop your project, what has been going on in the project. So these are the three measures that we ask the professors to add on to their layer of assessment. We do have some of the courses, they still do have final examination. So when we have certain final score of the students, we can somehow triangulate that with the other evidence that the professors have collected along the course. So that is how we try to. It's not double checking. It's actually collecting more evidence to tell us more story about how the students has been doing and learning in the course. Yeah.
So that is excellent. Give her a big hand first, please. Professor Nurbiha mentioned clearly that the spectrum, the ecology of education needs to have steps. She mentions about authentic assessment. She mentions about evidence-based, that she can monitor the learners of the progress. Then she's gonna have trust. That is a level of proof that needs to exist. Okay, so that would be from Malaysia. How about Professor Thamani? What would be your point on this, please?
And actually, I think that Paulina and Nobiha answer all the question already. Let me talk back to like the proof to the human capacity, or that we also start from our intelligence. But right now, we also mention about artificial intelligence. Why don't we call like that? We couldn't start for the human intelligence first, and then we also invent with the artificial intelligence. And all after that, the courseware, like the content and the assessment will follow artificial intelligence. Please touch that. Everything from our intelligence, and then we can customize for the artificial.
So sharp. In Thai we say koma. Now you're losing your power, energy. Okay, Dr. Thamani just give an age. Okay, she said she agrees with both panelists. I asked to rethink of one thing. Before using AI, artificial intelligence, the human must have the human intelligence in the level that we can then control the AI. Without human intelligence, the AI will behave in the way that might not be imaginable before.
Michael, I didn't answer yet.
All right, sorry. Okay, please.
Just interrupt you for make fun.
Okay,
Our
please.
audience cannot sleep well
All right.
because of this is like the afternoon session. And actually, for the AI can touch everything. Please look back at your like the platform in our university, in all university, not only in ASEAN but also that around the world. For the so customize is this platform like the course builder, like put that AI in like the course builder to make the content easier. And we also customize with the credit bank system to keep like our credit that certify from our university and certify from like the qualification, then recognition and all things. We also right now we also use AI to customize this system very easy way, but everything under human intelligence, not the artificial.
Okay.
Includes that.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tapani. She so stressed on the fact that human intelligence will lead the way. So thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our with the AI give an advantage, but we still need to get involved. The human touch, human in the loop is still very crucial. So thank you so much. And let me bring this session to the last question. Question number 3. Designing that won't sit. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that all of us have been using AI maybe every day. We cannot deny that every day as well. AI is getting better. AI can do so much more than we can imagine right now. People who can use AI well often have advantage. People who can just use AI briefly, okay, then but advantage is limited. When it comes to education, we need to also understand that the way we teach, the way we conduct education can never be the same. So, what if the next MOOC is not a course at all? Because right now, when we want to improve ourselves, we may think of a small skill. Okay, if we go to MOOC, we need to spend hours to study, and perhaps we need to also prove to our professor that we are capable of that learning objective. But in real life, as I mentioned, we want to learn only little thing to gain certain kind of skill. So this is evolution. The needs of the learner has changed. So let me start off this discussion. The half-life problem. Professor Nubiha already mentioned that if we do needs analysis, we might see that the content we have this year might not be applicable next year, or maybe the issue of localization. In Thailand, we might not understand something going on in Malaysia. That would be very common across the world. So that kind of thing makes this scenario half-life problem. The MOOC courses cannot be utilized for a long time or utilized across the different countries. The living MOOC on contrary, in the contrary side, could be adaptive with the AI. It could involve real-time improvement. For example, right now we know that they have conflict around the world. We know that the US and the Iranian, they have conflicts, right? That kind of things, if we include that part as an example in MOOC courses, the students tend to understand it better because that is current affair. That is something that everybody pay attention to. But right now, with the traditional way of creating MOOC courses, it's going to be very difficult to include live content into MOOC. Okay, but AI can certainly help. So that makes designing MOOCs in the 3.0 era quite challenging. We also have this issue when we want to educate people. We create a MOOC course, then people learn and they get better. We know that AI can improve our efficiency a lot. How about, are we entering into the era that we need to create MOOC to train AI? Is that necessary? Do we need to have MOOCs for AI? Not for human, but for AI, so AI can learn properly from us. So this kind of thing makes me think, how can we design MOOC courses or MOOC platform for a world that won't stop still? So with this, I would like to hear from my panelists. May I start with Madam Nubiha, please? So what would be your thought on this, please?
Okay, this is the toughest questions of all three, and you choose me as the first person to answer these questions. Okay, here's what I think. I was involved in a project of developing an online course for UNESCO, Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Peace. And in that project, we have to develop an online course to teach about media literacy. And among others, I have to prepare, they want us to develop using images using generative AI. Now, if I ask you today, you go to, for example, image generative platform like Gemini, for example, and you put in a prompt and ask Gemini, for example, to generate an image of a medical doctor. And what they will produce to you is a very nice guy with a white complexion, wearing a white lab coat. So the thing is, we can see that the idea of having a doctor, it should be a male doctor. Why didn't produce any female doctor in the very first prompt? Why it has to be a male doctor? And why it has to be a white male doctor? Why it couldn't be an ASEAN doctor or someone from African country, for example? So these are the things that keep us thinking. And I previously mentioned about the needs, for us to have an effort in putting context to our courses, because we can have the same course but different contexts. And for that reason, I think when we want to design MOOCs later on, although we can have many large language model as the engine that help us create content for MOOC courses, and this content again is not contextualized. It's very general, very generic, unless you prompt that very detailed and that it produce you very specific content that can meet your expectation. So for this reason, I think in the first place for us in our country, we need to have our own large language model. In Malaysia, for example, we did try to have one. We call that as ilmu. Ilmu means knowledge. So ilmu is our local large language model. However, of course, it is at a very early stage of development, and it doesn't have that many vocabulary, that many knowledge. The database is very surface because not many experts are willing to train this model and then have it used Malaysian-wide. So for this reason, I think we need to, and we mentioned about the trust in AI. We said that although a MOOC course can be generated by AI, but the knowledge being delivered has to be validated. So why not we develop the large language model that has been validated? So that means we need to train. I mean, the educators, us, we need to do this due diligence, because not all the software engineers or the scientists, the computer scientists can do this. I mean, the knowledge to train that very domain-specific knowledge has to come from subject matter expert. Right? For example, experts in biology, experts in social science, experts in education. So all of us have to contribute to train this model so that it can generate a MOOC content, AI-generated MOOC content that has been validated and trusted. So we don't have to worry at the product later on, because the engine has been validated first and not the output that we worry about. So that was so to answer these questions, I think we can design MOOCs, but it is even better if we can design and validate the engine that can help to design MOOC using AI. That will be my take.
Wow, thank you so much, Professor Nubriha. Big hand to her, please. Thank you so much. Now we can understand the point. Of course, AI has a big part. So to encounter or to prevent problem, we need to set up a good engine. With the engine properly built, properly constructed, then we can have the content with trust. So thank you so much. Now I would like to put the burden on Dr. Tapani, please. Right now, that very hard same question goes to you, please.
And actually, as I mentioned earlier, with like the human AI is important than the intelligence, even than the artificial intelligence. Because you first start that for your question, you also propose that we should design MOOC for the AI machine student. I think that we should to go and start with the how to design the MOOC for the human and AI and intelligent or something like that for real student, not a machine student. Because of I also touched that AI just only like the tool, the supporter. They cannot replace our intelligence, but they also help us to do more and more, like the effectiveness for all things in our daily life, in our learning, in our teaching, and all our life cycle. Example, in our courseware production, AI also do all things, just like the content design, for like the course builder, for like the video production, all things. That also in Thai MOOC we also call that AI for course studio and AI for tutor, chat quiz, and all things already. And actually, I also trust and strong believe it. AI cannot replace us to do more, even in MOOC and all online and all in the real life in our classroom.
Wow. Finished yet or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Dr. Tabani say designing MOOC for the world that won't stand still require human touch. We need to get involved. So thank you so much, Madam or Mademoiselle. Now, our last panelist, Professor Paulina, what would be your thought on this question, please?
Thank you. Can I say something blunt, of course? I would say that AI is very, very stupid. Yeah? Why? Like Professor Nurbi has said, when you ask AI to draw a picture and then they will come up with a picture for a certain language or bias, because there's so much information there. The same thing with if you request AI to do literature review or search using your own country literature, very, very minimal. Try it. Very minimal. Yeah. Even if I did that, I have to remind the AI again and again, please use the Indonesian literature. Please use the Indonesian literature for every prompt. That's how stupid is AI. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is that AI is not an educational institution. So AI will not produce degree or certificate. You can be good studying because of AI, but still you need proof that you are really good through Thai Cyber University, Sukhothai Tamatirat, or Burapa University, or Rajabat University, I don't know, okay? So many universities, but it needs the organization, trusted learning ecosystem. And there is MOOC there in the trusted learning ecosystem. In addition to the MOOC, there is the creator of MOOC, the developer of MOOC, who are for training, continuous professional development. Like Professor Tapani said, human intelligence first, but the human intelligence need refreshment from time to time, catching up with the new development, etc. Like Professor Nurbi has said, how can you differentiate? Usually, the first time AI user will be very satisfied to get the picture from Gemini. Oh, it is good, showing to everybody. And we didn't really recognize, no critical thinking in that the picture is very biased, for example. So we need to train our professors, our lecturers, so that they can be good developer of MOOCs, and then they can be good developer and developer and developer and developer. No stopping point. Once you do it all the time. You revise it again and again and again. I think that is the major work or the core work of a professor, right? Every semester you revise your course, etc., although you are still teaching the same course. So that's my take. Thank you.
Wow. Exactly. Big hand Thank you so much. Well, Professor Paulina kindly emphasized on the key point that AI doesn't have that human intelligence. It has a routine intelligence that it would memorize something and then be able to deliver something in multimodality mode. So that is a key point. Human still in the loop. Human still has something that AI cannot yet replace. So designing MOOC 3.0 requires human. Okay, you know why? I would like to say that as a human, coming is not coming. Okay, all right. The proof of human capability. Listening to Professor Paulina, Professor Nubiha, and Professor Tabani, I created this image using AI. Okay. In summary, on mobile phone, and I just inserted it. Okay, that is human skill. My apologies if we have connection problem, but the thing is, proof to be a human. Human has a critical thinking in the way that AI can never replace. The creativity that human have is, of course, really unique. Each of us has different kind of creativity. Ethical judgment, people have that ethical mindset. AI sometimes lack of that. Besides, you might be able to manipulate AI. People as a human can collaborate, heart to heart, eye to eyes. And we are adaptable. We have the level of adaptability. So let me say again, critical thinking, creativity, ethical judgment, collaboration, and adaptability. Those things combined, AI cannot yet replace. But since today's topic is to reclaim what AI is disturbing us in the way we offer MOOC, I would like to make a statement. First, we still believe that AI cannot surpass human in this way. So before we end, may I please invite our panelists to make one sentence to sum this up, please, and to torture my dear professor from Malaysia more. The hardest thing go to her. What would be your final thought on this, please? I allow you to spend more than one sentence. Thank you.
I think for moving MOOC 3.0 forward, let's redesign. Let's look at it from the point of view of the importance of redesigning the content, so it is still relevant and contextual to our own context, our socio-cultural context, so that it is beneficial and impactful for our own community. That would be my very least. So I think that's what we should at least do for our country. We should do something beneficial beneficial for our own people who has been paying us to redesign and develop the MOOC courses moving forward.
Oh, thank you so much. And your turn, please.
Thank you. Time is up. According to the timer. Okay, my point is that MOOC is still strategic, has a strategic values for us, especially in Asia. But it is not, let us not keeping into the content distribution to mass people, but please turn it into trusted learning ecosystem that organize, personalize, assess, recognize, and connect learning one by one collaboratively to each other, but smart within the course or sub-course itself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And your turn,
Michael,
please.
thank you so much for your three questions that you propose for all of us. And actually, let me use these three topics, the three questions from you. And actually, I also love this, can propose that we can combine for three questions for the three pillar of the AI or MOOC, and also bring all together. One is trust, is like the back to the university content, and the third is like the proof, like clear evidence from what we can do in a human and AI merge together, and the last is living system. Yeah, that's it. Always update from the AI or expert. human together.
So thank you very much. And there is one question from Ajahn Shirley, please.
Well, I would like to say very impressed, yes, with not only the moderator but also our panelists with the very informative and exciting answers. I think that these questions, it might make this panel
มาแล้ว
become complete. Yeah, also beautiful.
ไปแล้ว
Yeah. While you are enjoy the screening part, let me explain what I'm curious to know that now with the AI that can generate the contents for delivery, yes, it also can personalize pacing. Then, what is the most single important skill that we should ask our student to be, yes, in this AI era? Because the student skill is our journey, is our objective. So we know that the technology try to tailor and assist everything, but we are the one who lead our student. That's why we need to concern what will be the most important student skill that we should focus on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shirley, thank you for your question. I will with you maybe not in. For my opinion, I think that our all students around the world have to learn more about critical thinking. This is most important competency for all students. When they also grow up to work in the organization, they have to gain more like the critical thinking. Yeah.
If I may add to that, to be more specific, I would suggest for us to improve more of students' analytical thinking skills. They have to be analytical in having to know, having to differentiate what is the kind of information being presented to them. They have to be able to know that whether this is right or wrong, whether this needs elaboration, whether this lacks a depth, things like that. I think analytical skills is something that we should train our students, like giving them two things and having them differentiate which one is better and which one is not. I think that has to be nurtured among our students.
Critical thinking, analytical thinking, correct, Professor Nurbiha? And from me is ethical decision. So that yes, you are critical, yes, you are analytical, but you know your ethic, your value, your norm. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Well, with this, is this the end of time? So I'm sorry that we need to finish. Well, with this, I would like to sincerely thank you, my dear panelists, Professor Nubriha from Malaysia, Professor Pauline from Indonesia, and Professor Tabani from Thailand. And on behalf of Thailand Cyber University Project, the host of this event, we sincerely thank you for joining this session, and we hope you enjoy the next session. And let's travel in the MOOC 3.0 universe together.